yawning while I was reading Pete fighting with this guy on Twitter over shipping.
Oh,
all those shipping
Lordy.
or sticker guy yesterday.
Oh, dude, that was so funny.
Hey, I'm really unhappy with the free stickers you send out. Could you go back to the original
this free shit
one?
you're giving me? Not good enough. You need to step your game up.
I like Wayne's solution of selling a $16 sticker that comes with a free bag of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you have to pay extra for is the shipping on the coffee. My wife has the dog in my office. I don't know where he is. Ben, what are you doing? He tries to eat insulation sometimes.
Is it it's nice and comfy in there?
He has a Skyrim blanket that he lays on.
Ooh.
See him? He's a little guy.
I'm not. Aww. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I got the urge to play a Skyrim game, like ESO or
have you never played
the other day? Huh?
Have you never played?
I played ESO,
but you've never played Skyrim or Morrowind or Oblivion?
Nope.
Michael.
Nope. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I got the urge to really to dive in, which really ultimately was the urge to go play ESO. And then I realized what an idiot I am and how little time I have. And there's only 24 hours in a day. There's no way.
So those games are interesting because every time you play them, they are different. Whether it's the class, whether you just make a left instead of a right at the beginning of the game, it's just always a different experience. Welcome to episode 9 of the Old Fashioned Podcast. By the way, we apologize for no episode last week. Mike had a power issue at his house.
Yeah, still ongoing.
Yeah, still ongoing. He has a temporary solution right now. Also a snowstorm. So we apologize for that.
Speaking of snowstorm, so Allie had a work call, and she's like, "Hey, can you run Grayson to school real quick? I gotta jump on this meeting." No problem. Got him ready, jumped in the car, and drove him over to school. And I get there, and it's barren, and so I was like, "Are we sure he even has school today? Like, did they cancel it for snow?" She's like, "No, why? Is no one at the door?" I was like, "There's no one here to accept him in." She's like, "No, I've been looking all day." And then I get a ... text right after that. And I was like, they fucking canceled it.
And didn't tell anybody?
Sure as shit. She goes, "Oh, there was a last minute email and school's canceled."
2020.
So I had the joyous opportunity to explain to my son what a snow day was.
And what did he
very
how
excited.
Did he react?
Oh, he's very excited.
Imagine explaining to children that have never left this area what a snow day is.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it's like a hurricane day, but slightly less dangerous
and way less fun.
No, snow is the best. I used to, when I was growing up, the happiest morning was the morning, and I'm sure this is the same for you. The happiest morning was the morning you woke up and your mom was like, "School's canceled because of the snow." And you're like, "Snow?" And you would eat your breakfast and get your snowsuit on. The older you got, you had to shovel. Sled. The older you got, you had to shovel.
Well, right.
But it was totally fine. And then you just play with your friends in the snow. Because they couldn't send work home back then. It wasn't like they had a direct line to your parents to send your work home. It was just nothing.
Well, yeah. So it was nice because they always had, where I lived, it was always short driveways. So you did the driveway and the sidewalks. And that was it. So it was wham bam. Plus there was 4 of us, and there's 3 boys and then my sister. And so between the 3 boys, we knocked it out in no time. No problem.
Yeah, see, I was the only one.
Yeah, see, so you had it rough.
Yeah, no, I was the only one shoveling. But I did make good money going around because the people next door to me were older when in my old house.
Didn't want to.
And then when we moved,
they didn't have.
I made my parents
child labor.
Yeah, well, I made my parents pay me when we moved because we had a really long walkway. They also wanted the back walkway to the side door of the house shoveled and the driveway, which was like a 3-car driveway. So I was like, you're going to pay me for this because this is this is illegal.
Oh, yeah.
And
then, I mean, nowadays, man, you don't show up to school and it's like, there's such thing as hooky anymore. You can't play hooky anymore. Your parents will get an automated text message sent to their phones, like in real time, that you missed homeroom or some shit.
School's just, from what I see with my oldest daughter, school's very different. And then COVID has just made it so bizarre and weird. You know, the way they have to sit in class, and because she's in physical school 2 days a week. But the way they have to sit in class, and, you know, the way they have to walk through the hallways and all of these rules, it's pretty very weird. I feel bad for seniors who graduated last year and seniors who are going to graduate this year.
Yep.
Because they're not going to get that last experience of that part of your youth.
It's like a stunted social.
It is.
What's the word I'm looking for? I'm too stupid to think of it right now. It's
Events?
like
It's
like a stunted social experience now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the impact across the board on social norms, and you take a step back and you say, okay, what has COVID affected? Yeah, it's affected sports and all this other stuff that we know, but look at what it's done to like social abilities between humans. Now, granted, most of this is in America right now because a lot of other countries are slowly overcoming it through, you know, being intelligent and not insane.
Well, I mean, you even look at Italy. I mean, they tried to shut Italy down a second time, and they fucking rioted, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but you granted, a lockdown in Italy was vastly different than a lockdown in the U.S.
It's different everywhere. There's no way to.
I mean, they didn't want to deal with that again.
There's no way to compare small to large in different areas.
Well, yeah, and you even look culturally, like the age difference between, you know, the age brackets in Italy versus the age brackets in the U.S. and healthcare there versus healthcare. It's apples to oranges. Like, you really can't.
Yeah.
But
But if you look at social norms, look at something like we said, the senior experience. Look at something like dating.
I mean, I don't think you're allowed to anymore, right?
You don't think people are chit-chatting on Tinder and Grindr or whatever their thing is.
Like, you mean real dating?
Yeah, you know how good and how much some people get off on the fact that, like, we're not supposed to be doing this. It's illegal.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that. The new dangerous is to do the norm.
It's illegal. We shouldn't be. I want to know. Okay, this has had to have happened. Like, two people that hooked up with masks on.
Oh yeah, you cut the little hole in there.
There was
so we've gone from banging in the restaurant bathroom dangerous to now just actually interacting on that level is dangerous.
Being with a human.
It's the forbidden.
That was that movie that I sent you all the trailer for that I can't believe was made so soon, like 2 months ago, about still being in quarantine and whatnot 5 years later.
Oh yeah, way too soon.
Blackbird?
I forget what it was called.
Is that what it's called? COVID. Let me type it in. COVID.
It was way too soon.
Movie. Songbird.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Even like on a serious, like I'm not. I just to clarify, I'm not saying one thing is more important than another. I'm just stating what I've noticed, for instance, in my kid.
Well, we've seen, we said in the first episode we talked about COVID, how
the independence.
Well, the pandemic itself creating other issues not related to the actual sickness. So suicides through the roof.
Just observations. I'm not saying right. Not saying like you know, one thing is more important and we should ignore one thing for the this is just observations. Just that, like, Mike, I've noticed a drastic decline in independence as my kid is growing and developing, where, you know, pre-quarantining, he was very independent, was all about doing things by himself, was fine, was able to go to the bathroom by himself. And then as soon as quarantine hit, man, it was an incredible regression. It was so weird to see the regression go back, and he was just so reliant upon his mom, and it was a weird thing to see. And then when we started to open up again and he was back in school, it was like the flip of a switch. The independence was immediately back. It was so strange. It was such a bizarre thing to witness.
Whoops, I hit the button. Yeah, I think kids being around kids changes their behavior. As opposed to, like you said, the dependence on the parents while they're home, or even I think we talked about the podcast. I don't remember if it was a podcast or you and me were just talking, but when I mentioned that Jules is, way behind Hunter and Audrey on speech.
Oh yeah.
Because their every need is met right now.
Right.
It's the nature of the beast. Sorry.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Your mom's in the other room. So I'm going to ask mom to do X, Y, and Z for me. But mom also has to work at the same time.
Yep.
And so he's not getting what he wants. So he becomes whiny, or he becomes, upset about it. And
you see
it's just behavior. He just wants to be around you.
No, he keeps grabbing shit that he's not supposed to, and I'm pulling it out of his mouth. He loves being around me. Don't get me wrong.
He's doing his thing.
He's hilarious because he's a COVID dog. Think about this. So speaking of needs and whatnot, he's a COVID dog.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in January. We got him in March, and he's been with us ever since. And if we leave the house, he loses his damn mind. Loses it, Mike. Like,
oh my God.
Because everyone's always home. What'd you tell me? Did you get another dog? Does Lacey have a friend?
Oh, dude, no. Did I tell you what Lacey did?
Which time?
So did I? Well, preface. Did I tell you when she escaped?
Yes, I know about the escape. You showed us pictures.
Okay, yeah. So my dog escaped out my back door. I don't know if I should be. So I had a pressure rod in the back slider. That was like the lock. I know. But I saw my cameras were going off on my back porch, which is weird. I'm like, who's on my back porch? Pull my cameras up, and long story short, I see my husky running around on the back porch outside free while I'm at work and my wife is at the beach. Right? I forget if I told the story here or not. Anyways,
you told us privately.
My wife gets home.
Tell on the podcast.
Yeah. So Allie gets home and she, get the dog. Everything's fine. And I was like, hey, are you sure you put the rod in the back door? Like you locked it before you left? She said, yes, I know for a fact. I was like, okay, so the dog figured out how to unlock the back door is what you're telling me. She goes, yeah, I guess so. Okay. Fast forward to the other day. Allie hears the fire engines going. So fire department Santa's driving around. Very exciting. And she yells down. It's first thing in the morning. I go outside, I grab a cup of coffee, and we all run out to the street to go see Santa. False alarm. But all the parents on the street are now out in their pajamas with coffee, so it becomes like a morning block party with coffee. Everyone's catching up. We're out there for about an hour and a half. Allie thought it would be nice to bring the dog back out because our neighbor's dogs were out. Bad decision when you have a husky. She's too high energy, so I brought her back in. When we came back in, she was very upset. She knocked over the Christmas tree, water everywhere, ripped the back door or the back window curtains, ripped the back door curtains, ripped up the back door rug, went upstairs, ripped Grayson's curtains off of his window. Not like crazy damage, but fabric damage. I was pissed. But this bitch removed the pressure rod out from the door again. So we were 100% able to confirm that my dog figured out how to unlock the door, the rear slider door, and open it.
She's like a velociraptor in Jurassic Park.
Dude, thank God I installed a secondary, a third lock on there now, and I locked it. It stays locked unless we go out. So she couldn't open the door again. Mm-hmm. But oh my God. She knew to go back. She knew to go back, and she knew how to unlock it.
Just tell me when you found her the second time, you said, clever girl.
Yes, and I had the shotgun too. I was very tempted.
That's all I want. That's all I want. Did you hear what we're doing for the patrons for the holidays tonight?
No.
We're
What are we
doing a Christmas Carol D&D one-off session. So there's like
I saw
Christmas
that on Twitter.
demons and Christmas wizards, and it's gonna be
Who's the DM?
Robert, Captain Robert.
Nice.
So it's
Who all's in?
just me, Ben, and Tim. It's
That's
just for
gonna be good.
Patreon, and then it'll go out to the general public. I think next
After
week.
Christmas?
I think on Christmas we're planning.
On Christmas?
I gotta look at my calendar.
It's like a Christmas present.
So my wife doesn't want turkey for Christmas this year.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. She doesn't want ham. I was going to do like glazed ham, and I don't want turkey again because I just made turkey for Thanksgiving. So Amy sent us a recipe for, I forget what it was for actually, but she didn't want that either. Now she's telling me she just wants me to grill up some steaks.
Ooh.
So I'm probably going to go to my really good butcher, Heights Meat Market down in
I
Seminole.
like that.
In Seminole Heights, and go get some steaks from him, of the expensive variety because it's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy my Christmas steak. I'll still make some
I like that.
potatoes and veggies and whatnot, but that's the plan.
I have no idea what we're doing for Christmas. For food. I have no idea.
Are you off this year?
I believe it or not, I am.
That's amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
I know.
Are you cooking?
And
Do you
Christmas
cook,
Eve,
or does Allie cook?
Well, typically it's a family. So we're with family,
Right.
So it's like a side type thing.
Yeah.
And either her mom or my mom would cook, but obviously this year's different. We typically do. You're Italian, so you understand like the Christmas Eve, like the whole
Seafood
family
dinner.
gets exactly. So one of the things, there's a massive Christmas light show,
Mm-hmm.
and over by me, but it's on a farm, and what you do is you pay by carload, so it's like $35 per car, right? You pay online, you get your ticket online, you show up, you don't get out or anything, everyone stays in their cars, but you drive through the farm to see all the Christmas lights and everything. It's really freaking cool. So that's what we're doing for Christmas Eve.
They have a few things like that here for Christmas that you can drive through. I just got an email. I've taken Hunter to this before. It's actually at the place that we did the first GCX event at. It was at the Florida State Fairgrounds. It's called Jurassic Quest, and it's like basically think of a zoo with a bunch of animatronic dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter loves it. So this year at Tropicana Field in St. Pete, I just sent you the link in the Google chat. This year they're doing it as a drive-through at Tropicana Field for 10 days in January. So I'm going to take him to that. And it's literally going to be like Jurassic Park where you're driving through. I was like, Danielle, we can take him. She's like, I know. She's like, da, da, da. And I was like, I am totally going to be like, da, 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 da. The whole time she's just rolling her eyes at me like, oh, God. Da, da, da.
Photo gallery is what I want. Oh, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, he's going to love it. He's going to love it. If you want to look it up and you're listening or watching, you can look up Jurassic Quest. And maybe it's coming to an area near you because it travels. But for me, it's at Tropicana Field in St. Pete.
Where did you park? Oh, Spinosaurus tail end.
Yeah, just
Awesome. Giant sea turtle.
Just figured I'd pull over and hang out with the dinosaur for a while. They can't get COVID, right?
No.
So yeah, we're doing that. There's been a few things like that. There was some drive-through haunted houses here during Halloween.
What?
I feel like I wouldn't get too scared if I was sitting in my car.
How does that work?
I have
and
no
were they
idea.
successful?
I have no idea. I didn't go to one. I was not interested, but I don't know. Good old
drive-through haunted. It's not. I mean, I would just call that a drive-through haunt, right?
Basically, one year when life is somewhat normal again, you need to come down so we can go to Halloween Horror Nights because my wife will never go with me.
I am so down.
And Universal always does themed ones. They've done Stranger Things. They've done Silent Hill. They've done Resident Evil. They've done Ghostbusters.
Yes.
They've done Rob Zombie stuff.
I am so down.
I want to go. They literally recreated the Upside Down. You could walk through the Upside Down. What are you chewing on now, you stupid dog? See, look. What do you have?
He's got the yum yums. What is that? Is that an outlet protector?
Piece of plastic you found?
He
You're going to
seeks
get
it out.
zapped, you dumbass.
He seeks it out.
You're very handsome and I love you dearly, but you're going to get zapped if you keep doing that. Anyway. So, yeah, that's our plan for Christmas this year. Finished all my Christmas shopping, ordered everything. I'm ready for the holiday. The most Christmassy I've felt so far was watching Disney's Christmas sing-along with the kids.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a night. Gray would probably like it. Allie will love it. Danielle loved it. Got a bunch of people who I had no idea who they were in there, but probably people that your wife follows on Instagram.
So like a Hallmark movie then?
No, it's more like the old school Disney sing-alongs, just with celebrities from today. So we have no idea who we are. At one point, Katy Perry was dressed as a Christmas tree on the top of someone's car.
Katy Perry is a thumbs up.
Yeah, Danielle and I were saying, because she's so freaking weird, that she was like, "I'll do it, but only if I can be a Christmas tree." And if I'm strapped to the top of the car for the first half. And the Disney execs were like, yeah, we can make that happen.
It's Katy Perry. We're just going to, you do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay.
It's Katy Perry. Yeah.
Are you going to catch up on Mandalorian now that there's going to be 75 other Disney shows for you to watch soon?
Yes.
Star Wars, sorry.
Yes. How have you and Tim even come off your high yet?
I mean, okay, this is two-pronged for me. On one side, it's wonderful just being a Star Wars fan because they're going to just go balls to the wall and really start creating content on video. And if you compare it to the whole universe and other things they've done, it's basically the idea like they used to put out all these books and comics. They're just going to do that just with television shows now because they have their own network. They don't have to pay extra fees and whatnot. So that part is great. The second part, from a business perspective, is Tim and I couldn't have decided to start a Star Wars show at a better time than now.
Yeah,
so,
very true. Very true.
Yeah, we're super stoked on that end too. So I'm excited. And then all of this Marvel news, they like doing a bunch of new Marvel stuff. And then Disney in general Pixar's doing new stuff. Buzz Lightyear's getting an origin story show. Did you see that?
No.
It's like about Buzz Lightyear, not the toy. It's about Buzz Lightyear, the Space Ranger character.
So like the Buzz Lightyear show that we never got.
Exactly. Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger. It's going to be based on that, which I.
Speaking of Buzz Lightyear, how many times have you watched The Santa Claus?
We watched
already?
1, 2, and 3 one time this year. We're still like working our way through the. Have you watched Jingle Jangle on Netflix yet with Forrest Whitaker?
No, is it good?
Your wife and Gray will love it. I thought it was really good. I don't know how you feel about Did you like The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman? The story about P.T. Barnum.
I skipped that.
Okay, see, I like that. I like musicals. Like, I'm a big fan of Hamilton. I can appreciate it. But Jingle Jangle is, I would consider it a musical, but it's got super Willy Wonka vibes too.
Oh, okay.
But I would try. It's Forrest Whitaker. I don't know many. What's his name? I always get them confused as to which one's Key and which one's Peele. Jordan Peele is the one that makes all the horror movies, right? Yes.
Correct.
So it's Key, which I don't know his full name. Jordan Peele and Key. What is his name? This is going to bother me. Keegan Michael Kay is his name. But I always say Key. He is in it as well.
Okay.
It was really good. I haven't watched Christmas Chronicles 2 yet. Have you watched 1?
Nope.
Dude, Kurt Russell is Santa Claus. Come on.
I've heard everyone pretty much confirm your statement that he is the best Santa Claus.
It's the Santa Claus you never knew you needed.
We have watched the Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3 as well. And then I also watched the Santa Claus a second time. I think I've watched The Grinch, Jim Carrey once.
I can't find the original anywhere. So we've only watched the new animated one and the Jim Carrey one.
It's funny you say that. My mom was asking for where she could find it the other night, and I was like, I don't know.
Do you know the guy that sang all the songs on that has the most badass name ever?
What is it? Blade?
Thurl Ravencroft.
What?
That is the gentleman who sings all of the songs on the original Grinch cartoon.
Straight out of Harry Potter much?
Thurl Ravencroft.
Yeah, that's a Harry Potter character.
You're a mean one. What are you doing, dummy? This dog, man. He's still a puppy.
I can't decide. So, Allie asked to watch Vacation the other day, and I was like, do we watch that now or do we watch that Christmas morning?
You watch that as much as you can over the month of December. There's no limit to Vacation. It's like a Christmas story. You just can keep watching it. You don't even have to catch it at the beginning. You just watch it.
It's so good.
Hunter thought Home Alone was scary when we explained the premise to him.
Oh, that was the other one. We watched all 3 of those.
I hate 3, so I stop at 2.
3's terrible.
Which I was in, by
it's
the
terrible.
way. I don't know if everyone knows that. I was in Home Alone
What's
2.
that?
I'm just letting everyone know that I was in Home Alone 2 because it's very important.
You need to tell them what scene. What scene?
All kidding aside, because Pete and Wayne say I drop it at any chance that I get. But all kidding aside, I was in Home Alone 2 as a kid. I was an extra in the Central Park scene where Harry and Marv are pulling off the hats of all the children. You can find me. I have like a dark red maroonish hat and a blue jacket with a blue and white and light blue backpack.
He rips the gloves off the kid.
It was like so cold that day when we filmed it. It was super cold. I remember it well. I remember freezing, and I think 3 or 4 hours just to get that one shot.
Oh, so one, I'm not going to have the discussion, which is better. 2, I think has some funnier lines, and there's more traps. I feel like there's more traps in 2.
They also reinvent some of the traps from 1 and 2, like the paint can turns into the bar.
Yeah. Yep, they redid that
when
one.
They pretend to get hit, and then he just drops the freaking bar on there.
And I thought that was clever. That was pretty good.
The rope soaked in kerosene.
Marv throwing the bricks at a fucking 11-year-old kid.
Oh yeah. Who
does that?
I love all the traps. They're great. My 2 favorites are in 1. 1 isn't even a trap, but when he says "Now you're dead" and he opens the door and it's the sticky wrap and then the feathers with the
Yep.
That, for some reason, every time I have to giggle to myself. I still find it hilarious. The second one is Marv's scream when he puts the spider on him. That's the peak. That's like where the movie plateaus for me.
Spider scene is clutch.
The scream is just next level.
Basically the ice skating rink when the 2 of them are simultaneously slipping all over the place, grabbing electrified doorknobs, or the hot doorknob.
Mm-hmm. Now you're dead.
So good.
It's so good. And what's his name? Oh my god, I can't remember. Tim Curry with the shower scene when he records his uncle in the shower.
Get out of here, you little pervert!
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert! When he has, when he's got the blow up
I would
clown.
really like to apologize to your dad in person. If you ever see another man naked, do you think he'd want to see you again? Fair.
I have so many questions. So the McAllister family, and this has been discussed on Reddit and whatnot. What does Kevin's dad do?
I don't know.
He's taking
Why
his
do you need
family
a house
on
that
vacation, big? And his. I'm assuming Frank is his brother-in-law. I think, or Frank is his brother. I don't know the relationship between the parents, but somebody is somebody's sibling and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's paying for their vacation in both movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and then he has got that envelope full of that wad of cash he has in 2. Like that, it's just an envelope, just like stacks of cash.
And then, on top of all of this, the house.
Massive.
Huge.
I mean, that was the jewel in 1. That was the jewel house. The reason that they cased out that neighborhood was for the McAllister house.
The golden tuna, Mike.
That's right. That's right.
The golden tuna.
So I don't know.
And how? Okay, if they're ever going to bring Macaulay Culkin back, which they probably won't because he is a mess, he should be some sort of master engineer with the way he built all of the traps and did everything.
Well, because you know what they would do? What they would do is they would bring Macaulay back, but he'd be the dad this time.
Right.
And he would exactly that. He would be the engineer. He'd be like an engineer or something, big money, same deal as his dad. And that's where his kid, Home Alone 4, that's where his kid figures out how to make his own traps.
Right.
Because his dad then forgets him or something like that. That's how the premise would go. No doubt.
I love the theory that Kevin's dad is in the mob.
Yes, that makes sense.
It's either that
Chicago.
or he's some sort of day trader or something along those lines.
Chicago, right?
Right.
I mean, wads of cash, seemingly unsuspecting neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes he's definitely in some underhanded business.
Right.
Investments.
I also laugh in that movie when the way they do the credit card because it's still the
chunk.
I don't even know what that machine's called. Stolen credit card.
Oh, dude, it made me so sad. It always makes me sad to see a movie like that where you see Curry, who's just such a genius, and you look at current photos of him now, and it's just
sad. There's a lot of people like that though. There's a lot of actors and whatnot. Who did I just see in a movie? You watched Four Christmases, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just watched that the other night. And Robert Duvall is the father. It's just like
that's another one. Plot issue in that movie.
What is the plot?
She goes to see her dad at the very end.
Right.
But the entire family's already there. So technically there only needed to be 3 Christmases. Why did you have to make it 4? Her whole family's there. Her mom and her new mom's boyfriend, dad and dad's girlfriend,
maybe
and
dad
her sister and the kids.
Maybe dad was doing something that afternoon.
Okay, well then, but you only need to do the one at night.
I don't think she expected to see her mom at her dad's because she asks her sister.
Right. Now that's the thing. She didn't expect it, but her sister says, yeah, they've been doing this since Cassie or whatever their kid's name was born.
I think that just proves how detached they've been from their families the whole time.
That's fine, but you still only need 3 Christmases, not 4.
I agree with you. The math adds up.
Plot.
But if they paid more attention, they could have saved themselves a trip and possibly a fight.
True. That's true. Oh, I love Vince Vaughn, but like him arguing in that movie, if I was Reese, I would fucking flip my lid.
He's beyond wrong. Like,
oh my god. Oh my god.
He is saying things that would get me divorced. That's just not happening. No, he is not in the right in that movie. And then you can tell too because of his dad and the way his dad when he comes back to him and is reacting to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I knew you'd learn from me." And you're like, "Oh no, you don't want to be like him, do you?"
Oh no. This is exactly how you don't want to end up.
Yeah. No, it's it was funny because when Danielle and I were talking, and she said, "What's his face? The other father? I can't remember his real John Voight." She said John Voight was like her dad, which I agree with. And I said, yeah, I'd like to think I'm like 70%-ish of John Voight and 30% of the Robert Duvall dad. Because I totally would berate my child when they showed up at my front door alone.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd also try and be understanding and, like the other dad.
Well, they're both like have their clear issues in that, like, because I think the one guy, her dad, like, I think he said he was married like 4 or 5 times.
Did he?
Something, yeah.
I know he said he had a drinking problem when he came back from the war.
Yeah, no, he mentioned something about getting remarried. Now he's got like 4 or 5 times, and then has a girlfriend now or something. He's like, yeah, it took me a long time to kind of figure this whole thing out.
Yeah. I remember that. I love Vince Vaughn's mother. Dating his friend.
Oh, you can't sleep with my mother and be friends.
Danielle and I lose it when his brother and his brother's wife play Taboo. and they just roll through the topics like it's nothing.
That thing I came up for you when you got pulled over. Oh,
Alibi.
Yes, baby. Yes. She's awesome.
Oh, they were both fantastic.
She's phenomenal in Eastbound and Down.
Yes. I have to watch the last season.
Phenomenal.
I did not finish that show, and now I have HBO Max, so maybe I'm going to do that.
You might need to.
Did you see Sunny got renewed for 4 seasons?
4 more seasons,
making it the longest running television sitcom in history.
So good.
And
so good.
The funniest part about that is the Disney retweeting Hulu.
What did they do? I didn't see. What?
Because Disney owns Fox.
Right.
FX is what Sunny is on. So when it wasn't Hulu, it was FX. When FX tweeted it out that Sunny had been renewed for 4 more seasons in the run from the investor call, Disney retweeted it, and I'm like, oh my God, Sunny on the Disney timeline is the weirdest thing. I mean, I love you both, but no.
The gang goes on a manhunt.
Yeah, no, it was fun, but yeah, I'm happy they're back. I love that show because the descent into madness for all 4 characters over the last 14 seasons has been so hilarious. Like Dennis's level of narcissism from the first season to the 14th season is so good.
Even when Mac just decided for one, he's like, I'm just going to gain a ton of weight and my character is just going to go with it for the season.
It for real. And he was actually fat that season.
Yeah, legitimately.
You're carrying around burritos in a garbage bag.
I don't know if he's just insane or like he's that method.
I think he was that into it. Have you watched Mythic Quest yet with him on Apple?
No, I don't have Apple.
Do the preview and blow through it.
Yeah, all right.
Dude, Mythic Quest is so as someone that knows the gaming industry, you will absolutely love this show.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I was talking to Tim about it and Ben last night, and it's just it hits on every within our circles. Anything we could make fun of, they hit on it. You know, he goes to a con and there's like a huge streamer at the con, and you know that's the streamer that plays their game, and the other game's trying to woo him away to be like the main game for them. And it
do they go into what kind of research was necessary for the show, or
no? Like,
are they?
No, but his character's name is Ion.
Oh my God, dude, are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Dead serious. His character's name is Ion, and he's the creative director. So there's an episode. This is my favorite episode. They're trying to launch the expansion. The guy who plays Rickety Cricket, I forget his title, so I'm going to make up their titles, but I know the basic function of what they do. He's the director of ops, and he has to answer to they call them the corporate in Montreal. He has to answer to them. They want the expansion out on time. Ian wants to fix something in the game.
I can't. Ian, I can't.
And it is a microtransaction shovel that is used as a weapon, and he doesn't like the way the shovel is decapitating things in the game. So he's in the mocap room with watermelons and other people trying to get the actionable, like the mocap down so they can release the shovel appropriately. And then there's Brad, who's the monetization guy, and he's just a straight scumbag. That's all he is. He doesn't care about the game. There's an entire episode where Brad is trying to put a casino into a high fantasy game.
So they're accurately representing this.
Yes, and Poppy, she plays like the game director on the technical side. She is arguing with them that no one has worked on this casino and they wouldn't be able to implement it in his time. And he goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. I outsourced it to Malaysia."
Oh my God.
And that's like the whole episode is just and then they have this older guy. You probably recognize him from some other stuff. He was in an episode of Seinfeld and stuff. He is the writer for the story, and he knows nothing about video games. He just is so detached from everything except the actual story of the game. And he there's one episode, I forget what they were doing, and he's talking to somebody and they say like, yeah, like he pitches something and they go, isn't that the plot of Star Wars? And he goes, what's Star Wars? And they go, weren't you alive in the 70s? And he basically says he was high the entire time and does not remember anything that happened in the 70s.
All right, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, like the show is you'll get every joke. I think the reason it wasn't so successful is A, because it launched on Apple, B, because jokes are probably lost on the general public. But you can watch it with Allie, because I watched it with Danielle and she was cracking up the whole time too. And they filmed an entire episode in quarantine. It's all filmed through Zoom and video calls and whatnot.
Did it get canceled?
Is
it done?
Let me see. Mythic Quest season.
I shouldn't use the word get canceled. Have they concluded the series?
Mythic Quest season 2 title revealed as release date nears as of when was this written? There's no date on this article. This was on November 19th.
Oh, okay. So season 2's coming.
Yes.
Can I get it on the Amazon?
It's an Apple exclusive. Apple paying for the rights.
I can't buy it.
Maybe not that I know of though. Did you get to see my picture of where I went yesterday?
Where'd you post it?
Group chat. Twitter,
yes, I did. Yeah.
So
the massive. That's your new curved gaming monitor, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play.
Yeah, I saw that.
So much Destiny on there.
That's the GCX. That's all the GCX money.
Yeah, that's where I spent all the ticket money. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm also going to have to announce that next GCX is canceled, no refunds.
Yep.
All kidding aside, so we made buddy with a new studio. Well, we're the new ones. They've been around for a bit. A studio here called Diamond View, and they built out what you see in that picture. It's their new studio called View. And basically they're going in to compete with, Volume, which is where Mandalorian was filmed, which Disney owns, and create one of the largest curved, LED, I guess, studios in the world. Because of COVID, it's very difficult to film on location right now.
Yeah.
So basically this provides the ability to create any environment you want behind you.
That's genius.
And the lighting and the way it's curved and the ceiling that you see above me, it's all based on making sure that reflections and whatnot are accurate. So we have some stuff planned to work with them, and Rare Drop itself is allowed to basically put that we have the ability to use their facility in our marketing assets and portfolio and whatnot, and do joint business with them as well.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So they like you could bring up like Mordor in the background and you could recreate.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Awesome. Yep.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Tim and the team at Diamond View are fantastic. We've gotten the pleasure to meet with them a few times now. But it's a very cool facility. It's not done being built. But it's very wild to think that a Hollywood level production is 20 minutes from where I live. And, we obviously have access and can produce there, and bring clients that have good budgets to produce things there as well. So I'm beyond stoked.
That's incredible.
Even getting to stand there. We're working on one project with them that is basically a show what this technology can do sort of thing. So they can show it off from a technical standpoint and we can show it off from a creative standpoint. So hopefully that sees the light of day sometime. My guess would be Q2 next year if all the stars align. But if not, then probably after GCX. And it will just be a little something.
That's not cutting it pretty close, isn't it, to GCX?
It doesn't have to be ready before GCX.
Oh.
It's anything we do with them for the most part is unrelated to GCX. Just so everyone who is,
but just as far
Twitter,
as your time, that's like a
yeah. Again, this is a project built out so we can engage deeper in more B2B operations and less you know, not less B2C, but this is an avenue for us to grow Rare Shop another step and work with them because this technology is so rare. And, you know, Tim, the owner over there, basically is saying that by the time they're done building this out, he wants it to be the largest one in the world. So, yeah, I mean, they were showing me some commercials they filmed a week or two ago there. And the best part is how safe it is for filming, you know? You bring in you bring in props and whatnot for your foreground. When we were watching The Mandalorian, the making of, which was funny because I watched that, and then I think it was a month later was my first meeting with Tim. One of our friends at the Tampa Bay Lightning made the introduction, and it was just bizarre because I had just seen the technology in the making of The Mandalorian, and now I'm standing.
You're standing in it
in front of what the old version of what they had. This is the new version. The old version was in the basement of their old facility, which was much smaller. Yeah. This is the as he calls it, the dream project.
I just keep this shit in my basement. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this hunk of junk.
The space they have used to be a department store, and he said when they looked at it, it still had like the carpet down and everything. And when the realtor brought them in, he laid pieces of paper in the U shape, like
to see if it would fit,
to see how it would fit in the room. And the realtor's like, "The hell are you doing?" And he's like, wait. And he's just laying it out with his staff. And then he like comes to the front of the room and he's like, "Yeah, that works."
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. So we're our goal with that is to try and bring them as much business as we can, whether it's, you know, for pre-production, live, if it could be, you know, vignettes, it could be whatever you want it to be. But, you know, it goes into our goal to make Tampa one of those places that people can come and, you know, create live content, pre-recorded, film movies now too with these folks. So I'm stoked to work with them, and it's going to open up a whole new avenue of business. And if you're interested, email me, Kevin@rarejop.co. Serious inquiries only, not, hey, can I film my, you know, my stream intro here? Because you're going to pay a lot of money if that's what you want to do. So if you got the cash, by all means, we'll chat. But the best thing I can say is this shit ain't cheap. So
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
No, it's made for top level production. We're talking big brands, big studios, and it's a great opportunity for us to, you know, get our creative stake into the business. Because I mean, think about it. You could partner with someone like this, or you could try and mimic it. What is the more logical solution at my stage of life and where my company's at?
This seems like a very niche thing, and they're already in,
and they're phenomenal at it. They're really good at it.
They're already.
And Tim and Ben go in there and they're talking technology with them. And, you know, when we first met them, it was right when NVIDIA made all their announcements for all the tech, not the cards necessarily, but the tech that was coming with the cards. And Ben and was talking to their Tim with our Tim, and they were just going off, and he couldn't believe all of the stuff that the new NVIDIA technology made possible for them. So we're
with like what
with all the AI learning and basically the way the new, like the 3090, the way it can read reflections and things like that, it completely changes what they're doing with that screen, because it makes the clarity more of a realistic quality.
That's true,
especially if it's an artificial environment. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you create an artificial environment, you know, the new 3090 in that environment, or however many you need to power that, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
It in an artificial situation, it helps. Obviously, in realistic photo, high HQ picture, it's going to help as well. But, you know, if they want to get into creating movies and whatnot, they're going to have to, you know, be able to create artificial environments. So,
speaking of NVIDIA, did you see all that drama come down?
I did not.
So I guess apparently they sent an email to a content creator. Forgive me, I don't know. I think he's an Australian creator. I don't know his name. Unboxing or something. I forget. whom I guess has been critical of them in the past. And again, I don't watch his stuff, but from what I understand, it's been all pretty fair criticism. And they basically sent him an email like, yeah, you will no longer be receiving any. Basically, they're informing him he's being blacklisted because he's not saying the shit that they want him to say.
Wow.
And the email they sent, it's funny because he's obviously a popular. Like they sent this email basically in a PR format, knowing that it was going to go public. So they like snuck in like their own little advertisements and how they're trying to buddy up to the customer. Like, yeah, gamers, we're on your side. How dare you speak for us and the gamers here? I'm like, oh, you guys are fucking slime balls. Slime balls. It's bad. I watched Linus Tech Tips video on it, and I watched Jay's 2 cents video on it, and it does not look good for NVIDIA at all.
That's a yikes.
It's a big yikes. Big yikes.
That's sad because we talked to a lot of folks there and on stuff they're working on and whatnot, and it's I hate hearing stuff like that, especially people you work with. Gross. Don't like it. Not
yeah,
fair.
it's again, I don't know the guy's content, and I do know this. I know that NVIDIA actually is using one of his quotes on their store page for the 30 series cards.
Oof.
So he didn't say all bad things. They're using one of his quotes to advertise their product that they now blacklisted him from. It's fucking weird. I mean, corporate bullshit is what it is, but yeah, those videos, if you get a chance to watch and kind of catch up on the internet drums, is pretty interesting. To see names like LTP and Jay's 2 cents kind of throw their opinion around about a megacorp like NVIDIA is, I don't know, I always find that stuff interesting.
There you go. There's Mike's internet gossip of the week, folks. Now you have it. You think we're gonna be able to pull off this Christmas bracket next Tuesday or no?
I'm down.
You have time?
Is it going to be me, you, and Wayne, or is anybody else interested?
I mean, we'll see if the other two want to join in, but if we do it at night, it could probably just be me, you, and Wayne minimum.
That's true. I mean, we got a tiebreaker with 3, so we're good.
Yeah, 3 or 5 is the number. I hate 4 because then you get 2 and 2, and then, I don't know, you flip a coin or something.
Yeah, flip a coin's kind of not fair. I'd rather just see like a. Oh, it was outbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the plan. If we can squeeze that one last episode into the year, is Tuesday night to record that. We would put it out on Wednesday, probably, because Rare Drop is closed from the 24th to the 4th, meaning no new content will be airing at all whatsoever. Except for J&J Tabletop, they'll be on both the 27th and the 3rd. So everything else will be old.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything special over the holiday time, or just chilling?
I
Getting raid ready.
think the most special thing we're doing is get raid ready. The most special thing we're doing is, I think, those lights. And obviously my kid is stoked for presents again.
Yeah. I'm getting a smartwatch this year. I'm not supposed to know, but I know.
Ooh. What kind? What kind?
The Google one, the Skagen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I'm a Google person, and I've read
it's pretty
everything
nice
I've
to
read
talk to
says
somebody who's not a.
I think was it WatchOS? I think it's not the best, but if you are like everything's Google around you, then stick to Google. Is what I was told.
But what does best mean? It's so subjective. Like, for me, the best smartwatch. I have a Garmin smartwatch, and that thing is the bee's knees. I love that thing. It does everything I need. Doesn't do anything more. My wife has a Apple Watch. That thing lasts like fucking 38 minutes. Oh, got to put it back on the charger. That's real useful. My watch will go like 2 weeks on a single charge.
That's pretty awesome. And which one do you have?
I have the Garmin. I think it's called the Garmin Tactic.
Okay. Yeah, I watched a lot of review videos with Danielle. Between that one and the Samsung, the something 2.
Oh, it's the Garmin Instinct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of them, and the Google one just seemed to fit, especially with Google Assistant. I use Google Assistant pretty religiously. It's how I set a lot of my meetings. It's how I get little things like grocery lists done. So for me, it just seemed to fit better with Google. I also, as an AI, I heard Google's is better than the one in the Samsung Watch. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I read that, so I'm getting that. And then my wife gave me 2 things that she ordered to wrap for her. I'm sure you know how this works. And then sent me a list after that of other things that I, could get her.
Good job, Danielle.
Yeah,
good for her.
We got the what are these, earrings?
Okay.
Because we
Very
dropped
nice.
one of them down the drain, so we obviously had to replace them.
Yes, naturally.
And we have the sunglasses that she keeps every time she comes into my office. She puts them on, and I'm like, oh, that's a Christmas present, but okay. So, yeah, and then there's a bunch of other stuff coming. Then I'm sure she's going to see my name on the box and open it and go, oh, I didn't see your name. I didn't look.
I didn't know.
Oh, look at you. You're surprising me.
That's what my Allie's like, well, the Amazon, everything from Amazon comes in your name. I thought it was mine.
Yeah, I didn't know.
How much shit are you ordering?
Oh, God. All I know is shipping logistics are completely destroyed right now everywhere.
Oh, it's so bad.
I got packages in transit that show up at my house and never even got, a tracking number. It's bad.
It's
bad. But all right,
to
cool.
be expected.
Thank you so much for checking out Old Fashioned Podcast, episode number 9. Again, we're sorry for not doing an episode last week, but dire circumstances. You can check out that Rare Drop Patreon, patreon.com/raredrop. Head over to raredrop.co and check out all the things. New store coming next year. And you can find Old Fashioned Pod in all of the places. Old Fashioned Podcast on Facebook, Old Fashioned Pod on Twitter, Old Fashioned Podcast on Twitch, and it's Old Fashioned Podcast on YouTube. Last of Us playthrough that I did on my channel a few months back is going up on YouTube or up on YouTube now. So if you missed that, you can check that out. And that's about it. Check out Mikey's Magic_Methods with a Z on Twitter. I'm Kevin X Vision on Twitter. And again, we are the Old Fashioned Podcast. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, if we can squeeze this last episode in.
Would love to
do this Christmas bracket. If not, we hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but we're really going to try and get that one episode in. Thank you. Have a good one. And you're awesome.
Later. Happy holidays.